Yes, indeed. Welcome back for another wonderful week of the Common Good Radio Show brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I am Pastor John McLean of that very Veteran Rescue Mission. Very proud and happy to say that. And I'm here with one of my best friends, and I am one of Kiki's best friends.
You sure are.
Here with Kiki Rogers of Country Financial and of the newest talk radio show in the city of Tucson, Kiki's Best Friends.
Hello.
Yeah.
So happy to be here and to be on Common Good now.
I know. Like, in Wednesdays is almost like we live together day because we were just like networking
We
group.
start out networking in the morning.
And then we have the radio shows, and we just everything's going on Wednesdays. So,
It is.
So thank you for letting me be part of your team, and thank you for being part of mine.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Absolutely.
And we're joined from great guests today.
Always. We got an action-packed show as always, but this would not be the Common Good Radio Show if I did not give grace to a very loving Father that makes this all possible. I mean, it makes it so everybody in this room, three of us being veterans, we're all very blessed to be alive and to have served our country. Kiki, with you're just overwhelmingly blessed in so many different ways, and I'm blessed to have you around. So I'd like to start the show off with a little prayer. Usually I read the Lord's Prayer, but today we're going to go off the top of the heart. Thank you, Lord, so much for bringing us here today. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a lightning rod of love for you, Lord, so I can help people find a relationship with you a little bit closer. Most of all, Lord, thank you for allowing me to serve others so I can be a model to others to help serve others. I've definitely learned in the time doing your service, Lord, that the best way that I can show you that I love you is to love your children, and it's been such a blessing to be able to do that. So in your son's name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, isn't
Thank
that a good
you.
one?
That was from the
yeah,
heart.
it comes from my heart. So today I have definitely two friends, new and old, here with us. We're gonna talk about the old friend first, just because I need to dote on the. Or I told about the new friend first because I want to dote on the old friend. We got Susan. She's the post commander of VFW Post 549. Thank you, Susan, for being here.
Thank you for having us.
And Tony, who is, I don't know your role at Post 549. I'm sure you probably had a lot of different roles.
Most people don't understand it either.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure it's probably outreach or something in that capacity.
Well, building committee and other things that need to get done.
Well, it seems like between you and your brother, and just like the kind of the core group there, like you guys kind of all pitch in wherever you need and that type of stuff. So, but with where I know Tony is, I want to think at least a year, maybe 2 years, maybe even more than that now. Tony just reached out to our organization, Veteran Rescue Mission. He's like, hey, I love the work that you guys are doing. Our post wants to support what you're doing. How can we support you? What items can we get? And it's like, I want to think at least every 6 months, Tony's contacted me and is like, hey, we have these group of donations for you. Most recently, the VFW 549 of Tucson Charities donated $500 in Bash's gift cards for the vets that we have staying in our transition center. So it's just
thank you
to give our listeners a sense of how much this organization has been a pillar of Veteran Rescue Mission, and how literally we probably wouldn't even exist today if it wasn't for their support. I wanted to definitely get them on the show, talk about the great work they do, and certainly thank them publicly on record before God and anybody who will listen for the support that you guys have given us.
Well, really, hunger is real in America. You know that probably better than I. And it's particularly virulent among the veterans. So we do everything we can, the Post and the charity, to try to assist veterans. They have more problems than hunger, but that seems to stand at the top along with homelessness.
For sure. It's definitely hard to get everything else sorted out if your stomach's growling.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's certainly going to be appreciated about the guys. We had a good dinner the other day, thanks to you guys. So yeah, we really
glad you enjoyed it.
We really appreciate it. But just real quick, tell for those who have never heard of VFW before, particularly never heard of VFW Post 549, give them a sense.
Well, the Veterans of Foreign Wars is a nonprofit fraternal organization. We're a 501c19.
Okay.
We're comprised of combat veterans,
Hmm.
and then we also have family members of the veterans that are auxiliary. And our purpose is to help veterans through the ups and downs of life and that
Mm.
type of thing. But another
Mhm.
part of it is we're very strong on the educational programs to try and get the youth, the future leaders,
Mm-hmm.
to get them involved and understand what we are and what we do.
Nice.
We do a lot of legislative work to
Mm.
make sure that the veterans get the benefits that they're entitled to, make
Mhm.
sure they're taken care of with disabilities and education programs and that type of thing. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a
Oh.
two-pronged.
That's super
Yeah.
cool.
What are some of the programs that you guys are excited about coming up in 2024 or in the near future that you want people to know of?
Well, one of the things we just finished here last weekend, I was up in Phoenix at our winter conference, and every year the VFW National, they come out with a theme for both the middle school students and as well as the high school students.
Mm.
And based on the theme, the middle schoolers have to write a theme paper. They write, I don't know how many words it is,
Mhm.
based on whatever the theme is that year. And then the high school students do the same thing, but they also have to orally present.
Mm.
The individuals who are state finalists, they gave their presentation last
Nice.
Saturday up in Phoenix.
That's cool.
Our number one students will now go on to national.
Mm.
wow.
If they win national, they can win up to $35,000 in
Nice.
scholarship.
Oh, that's
That's
a
cool.
So
great
it's
program.
it's a very good program.
That's awesome. So how does someone become a member of the VFW? Particularly, I'm guessing VFW in general, but 549, you guys are on Broadway, Camino Seco, right?
Broadway and Old Spanish
Okay,
Trail.
Old
Yeah,
Spanish
close
Trail.
enough.
Yeah.
Close
Mhm.
enough.
Yeah. So how do you become a member?
Well, the letter of the law is that if one is served in a combat area for
Mhm.
one day, he or she is eligible
Nice.
to become a member of the VFW. But
Okay.
that's only part of the story. In addition to the regular members that follow that, an auxiliary member
Mm.
is somebody who has had a relative, father, grandfather, grandmother, etc., children, grandchildren,
Mm-hmm.
that range of relationship that has served in a combat area. Not
Mm.
necessarily members of the VFW themselves, but if
Mm.
they are qualified to have become members, then they in fact can become auxiliary members with really most all the rights and privileges of a regular member to do service work, the social aspects of what we do, and that isn't generally known.
And if
Uh,
someone wanted to call or get in touch with you to learn more about that, please.
Yes, just call the number that's listed on Google
Mm.
and say you want to be a member, and you'll be pounced upon by somebody.
Nice.
We're always looking
That's
for
right.
members.
That's
No
cool.
question. That that
Google
is
the-
our big focus. Membership, membership, membership.
Yeah, so
And that's-
definitely Google VFW 549 of Tucson Charities. Check out the VFW Post 549 at Broadway and Old Spanish Trail. And yeah, definitely check them out. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Susan, for
It was great having you
joining
guys.
us. Yeah, it was amazing.
Well, thanks for
Oh,
having us. We
yeah.
we always try to help and work with veterans such as you, John,
Yeah.
anytime we can.
I appreciate it.
Right.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
you having us.
Yeah, this is
And
the
thank you to the sponsors.
this is the Common Good Radio Show brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I'm Pastor John McClain here with Kiki Rogers of Country Financial. We definitely want to thank our sponsors, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, Kiki Rogers with Country Financial. We want to thank
ERC
Sonora and
Junction.
Senior Solutions.
Oh, sorry.
ERC Junction is not my sponsor. That's Tucson.
Oh, that's
Safety
I'm going to
Yeah,
be
for
quiet
sure.
now.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk to you after the break.
Sounds better.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Common Good Radio Show brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I am Pastor John McClain of Veteran Rescue Mission. Go to veteranrescuemission.org to check us out. All the cool stuff we do with the radio show and helping homeless veterans get connected with housing. You may not feel like those are related, but there's some relation. And I have here Kiki Rogers with Country Financial, also the newest talk radio show host in the city of Tucson with Kiki's best friends.
Hello again.
Yeah, here we are.
Yeah.
Man, and speaking of which,
Feels like we just did this yesterday.
yeah, I had you on. You had me on your show yesterday,
Yesterday.
which
yes.
just aired right before this show is airing
On
right
Sundays,
now,
yeah.
and that was brilliant. I mean,
Oh,
it
it's
was
fun.
I've been interviewed, I don't even know how many times. I've been interviewed a lot in my life, and that was probably my favorite of all the interviews.
We
Ju-
got vulnerable there. I was
Yeah.
really impressed because
I didn't want to be, but you just had this way about you, and the way the questions you asked, it was just like, well, here we are.
everybody has a worst to best story.
Yeah, for
We've
sure.
all been there in our lives where we feel like we're at our worst and we don't know how we're going to get out of it,
Yeah,
but we do. And
Yeah.
if we can give that hope to others, it's like what you're doing with Veteran Rescue Mission, right?
yeah, it was cool, and the crazy thing about the interview is like, we just barely kind of even got to the tip of the iceberg, just because we really flushed out that first part of the testimony. So thank you for that.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you for being on my show and thank
For
you
sure.
for having me today.
Yeah, and speaking of another person that has just an amazing story, just a powerhouse, someone I look up to. He is here in the corner, and kind of he's going to play back up to you. So if we drop the ball, he'll be here to pick up the ball.
Thank goodness.
His name is Ron Arenas with Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Well, hey there.
Hey, look at you.
I love your
We're back.
energy, Ron.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, well,
great to
thank
have you
you.
on.
Yeah, and we are here interviewing another one of our favorite people, and our good friend, Mrs. Mimi Aguila. Is that the appropriate?
That's fine.
I don't know. I always butcher. I'm a last name butcherer. So yeah, you can just assume that if your last name isn't Smith, it's get in the business.
Oh, you could be Smite.
So Mimi's with We Care Tucson. Definitely one of amazing supporters that we work with in so many different ways. And I'll just kind of give a brief overview of what We Care Tucson is. They provide medical supplies and technology supplies for those that can't afford them. And they also do different type of training and events. And they're located on
3029 North Stone, so just south of Fort Lowell.
so on Fort Lowell and Stone. And I guess, am I missing anything in regards to kind of explaining what We Care Tucson is?
Well, the medical supplies and the durable medical equipment are all free for anybody that needs. There's no barriers or anything. The technology is at very affordable prices.
Okay, exactly.
It is.
Yeah.
And even for those who, like myself, I have insurance. My doctor gave me an order for an e-scooter, but instead of going and spending the copay to get a brand new one, I went to you and used that money to purchase a recycled one. So anyone could be a beneficiary of your programs, correct?
Correct. And, that's a good scenario of you wanted to do it that way. But also a lot of times somebody has surgery and they need something and the insurance won't approve it.
Mm-hmm.
And, medical equipment's very, very expensive, no matter how set you are, to pay a couple $1,000s for a wheelchair that you're going to use for a month or two.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
So people come to us all walks of life.
Nice.
And how again can they find you?
You can find us at 3029 North Stone or at wecaretucson.org.
Nice. And we have a Common Good radio show exclusive Hear It Here First
Yes.
notice. What is going on in We Care Tucson upcoming?
We are going to be doing a Tech Fest, Bridging the Digital Divides,
Okay.
on Saturday, April 13th. It's an event that's open to everyone.
Nice.
And it's an opportunity to come play with computers, to learn what you don't know about computers, as far as like if you haven't really been in that digital space, you can get some training on that. It's also, we're going to have the guys from the cyber warfare range, Pima Community College's cyber warfare range be out there. You'll be able to learn about how to keep your kids safe on the web when they're out searching. So we have some
that's important.
cybersecurity.
Yeah, much needed.
Very much needed.
I bet you wish they had something like that when your boys were growing up, huh?
Yeah.
And then we're going to have food trucks there. And then also, you may not think about, computers and digital and stuff in the art world, but we have several local artists that build things from computer components. and as well as those that do art within the digital space of the computer itself, creating digitized art.
That's
So we're
awesome.
going to
Wow.
have some of that, and
Mhm.
then we'll have computer games the kids can play safe computer games.
Nice.
And it'll be just a fun opportunity. And we also will be having raffles for laptops for the kids.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
And that's on April 13th.
April 13th.
that sounds like an arcade event. That sounds fun.
It should be
yeah.
great. You know what? You know what we will also need to get, and it just made me think of something we can add when you said that, is I'll look for music.
Okay.
Oh, like musicians to play?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Wouldn't music be the great topper for it all?
Yeah.
It
and,
would.
And I know my son, my 16-year-old, he made his first album when he was 14. So like, that's something maybe, I don't know if that's what you're discussing, but other than having music, maybe even have someone teach people how to use those music programs to
Oh, I
create.
think that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
phenomenal idea.
Yeah.
I
'Cause
love
know-
it.
I mean, that's
Mhm.
definitely where I try to channel my kids' angst and all that energy into something positive. Whether I agree with the music or what he's doing or not, at least he's putting it into something positive. So, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, it's just, man, that's brilliant. You're just so smart. What do you do with all that big brain? How does it fit in your head?
It's thanks to many people.
Yeah, I
You
get
know,
it.
it's-
I get it.
You come with the spark and see what you just added to that spark.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and kind of a testament to this book that I talk about regularly. So I finally put it up here today, The Who Not How. And you're definitely you and Ron especially have taught me of how to capture those who's and like really like humbling myself, surrendering to the plan that God has for me, and not like trying to figure out how can I do this, how can I do that, how can I do everything. No, I need to start asking, okay, who do I need to surround myself with so these things can get done? And thankfully, since I've done that, how many things have we already
Right.
accomplished together because we are each other's who's.
Yeah.
A rising tide lifts all ships.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
does.
ironing sharpen iron, and all the
Mhm.
good cliches. I'll take them all. So real quick, Mimi, tell the listeners how they can get a hold of you and how they can plug in, and particularly what your greatest needs are.
So you can get a hold of us, like I said, wecaretucson.org, or you can call us at 520-514-1588. Or you can even just send us an email at info@wecaretucson.org. And our greatest need is still medical supplies, especially incontinence products. And they fly off the shelf as quickly as we get them in. And the worst is right now, we are completely out. And it doesn't stop people coming in every day. And it breaks my heart that I don't have. We're scrounging to get what we can from resources, but that is our greatest need.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I'm Pastor John McClain, here with Kiki Rogers of Country Financial, Ron Arenas with Picture Rocks Clean Heating and Plumbing, and we were talking with Mimi with We Care Tucson. I'm not going to butcher her name. Go to wecaretucson.org, and we'll be right back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I am Pastor John McClain of Veteran Rescue Mission. Definitely go to veteranrescuemission.org to try to help homeless veterans, as well as to see all the awesome stuff we do with the Common Good Radio Show, the Tucson Tasty Show, Kiki's Best Friends, the Guys Next Door, and then the Common Good Business Networking Groups, which I haven't talked to you guys about, but definitely go to the Arizona Sands Club every Wednesday at 9. And we have our client or supporter appreciation event, as well as just general business networking with all different kind of themes. So certainly come join me, Pastor John McClain, as well as Kiki Rogers with Country Financial and Kiki's Best Friend. She's here with me.
Hello.
Hey. And then also Ron is usually your man there, the man with the plan, the coolest guy
Another
in
great
Tucson.
friend.
Ron Arenas with Picture Rocks Clean Heating and Plumbing. Also the Guys Next Door. Thank you too for always having my back.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course, always.
Here we
And
go.
if you show up at the Sands Club, you'll actually get to see who's behind the mic. You'll get to see
Yeah.
us, meet us in person.
And hang out with
Yeah.
us, and hopefully we'll build some friendships and relationships. I think that's the kind of the coolest thing about the three of us is like we got a lot of friends.
yeah,
Well, we do.
Yeah,
we
got a
sit
lot-
down and have a coffee with you.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
we are, we're all. I think that's kind of a testament to just like our our way of being and our personalities. Like we're very friendly people. We're very welcoming. So certainly if you bump into us in the grocery store and you say, I heard you on the radio, I saw you on Facebook, we'll
Say hello,
Yeah,
please.
we'll actually
of course.
chat it up with you. So
You'll
yeah.
actually say, okay, that's good. We're good. Thank you. Bye now.
Who, me?
No, whoever we get stuck in the grocery store with us, we'll
Yeah.
chat their ear off
Oh
all
yeah,
day.
yeah. They'll be kicking
Yeah.
us out.
Yeah.
They'll be like,
Okay,
okay, yeah,
nice
yeah. I'll
meeting you.
listen. I'll listen.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I'll go to that event. Yeah,
No.
sure. What? Yeah.
Actually, speaking of the events and at the
Yeah.
Sands Club, though,
Okay.
the three of us are celebrating on the 31st
Yeah.
the other radio shows that are launching off between
Absolutely.
Ron and myself. So
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Guys Next Door launch party and the Kiki's Best Friend launch party, and then what is going to be, kind of our traditional media day, the 5th Wednesday of every month, where if you're a business or you're somebody who wants to kind of get your name out there or get some media made, if you're not familiar with kind of having video, using social media, we're going to be a media content powerhouse at that 5th Wednesday event. So certainly join us at the Arizona Sands Club, 9 a.m. for that. And definitely, I certainly wanted to use a piece of this time to thank Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. And it's like, I want to think I was really good association with a couple of the Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing people before I even really got better associated with Ron Arenas, which Ron Arenas is one of the founders of the organization. But I was talking about it with VFW, our first segment that was here earlier, post 549, is like this radio show and even Veteran Rescue Mission as a whole, we may not even exist if it wasn't for the support that Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing gave us.
Oh, well,
So,
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so thank you. Thank you, really. I mean, it's just been kind of, that continues to grow as our relationship continues to grow, whether it's our organization's relationships, our individual relationships. It's been such a blessing, and I thank you for that.
Yeah, it's been a blessing to us. And of course, when we see something good, we're going to support it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we jumped in.
Yeah.
and that's kind of been your MO. You guys have been part of the community for how long now?
We've been in business for 23 years. So,
Amazing.
yeah, we've always been part of the community. Most of it through our church or other churches, just giving back to the community.
You say that, but I mean, I from the very beginning, I've been saying the remarks of like, whether it's like Little League sports or it's El Toro de Tucson sponsoring a team or volunteering your time at ICS, and I could probably go on with this list and spend this whole segment kind of like talking about different things. Like you're involved. I mean, your organization is pretty involved.
But it's our
Yeah.
culture.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we've made it our culture for our team.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
in addition to giving back, you guys are also serving the community, keeping us cool in the summer and hot in the winter, right?
Yeah,
Nice and
yeah.
toasty.
Tell us a little bit more what our listeners might need to know about winter and protecting your pipes or your having your furnace
Your
work.
4 Ps: your pets,
Yeah.
your pipes, your parents.
Yeah, share, please.
Yeah, well, what we call winter here in Tucson, which is probably a nice fall day anywhere else in the north.
Yeah.
One of the big things you can do is protect your pipes. Make
Mhm.
sure that those exposed outdoor pipes are insulated. Not only the outdoor pipes, but it could be the pipes running in your attic, or it could be the pipes running underneath your mobile home.
Mm-hmm.
Just pipes that are kind of not in a controlled environment.
So give our listeners kind of like a sense of twofold what they can do today to kind of like if it's under freezing tonight to kind of address that, and what you guys can help do for them to make it so that's one, not a long-term problem where every time it gets under freezing they got to go out and do this routine.
Yeah. So if you do have exposed pipes and it's going to be under freezing at night, if it hits that mark, you want to go ahead at least, you could throw some towels on top of your pipes, maybe your hose bibs or your pool equipment. You could run your pool pump all night long just so that water's circulating through there. Also, you could... I just lost my train of thought.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
There's lots of ways you can prepare,
Yeah.
or they can reach
Yeah.
out to you
They could reach out
for
to
an
us.
evaluation
We can-
or any services, and how can they reach you?
They could reach us at 520-440-4069 or picturerockscooling.com.
Nice. And then Yeah, I have a seat. Yeah.
We just
we have
got
Candy-
joined.
yeah,
That's why we got distracted for a
Candace
second.
Eaton with Seaton Photography here with us. I guess she'll be probably with us with the guys next door. Is that-
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Real quick, actually, tell our listeners, use picturerockscooling.com. Did you say that part?
Picturerockscooling.com.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Candace, real quick, we have about a minute, but we're going to bring you back after the break. Tell our listeners, what is, do the minute elevator pitch real quick.
I'll get to that mic.
Elevator
Yeah,
pitch.
yeah, in the
so
microphone.
let's see. I specialize in pet portraits and personal brand storytelling photography, and I am just launching my 2024 pet portrait experience,
Nice.
which is a Pet Tales, a letter of gratitude to your pet.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to photograph people with their pets, and they're going to write a letter of gratitude for their pets, and then I'm going to create a coffee table book.
Wow.
Nice. That's cool. I
We
can't wait
need
to
to do
see
that.
that.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My little wiener dog Taffy and I, we got to do that.
You should. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Man, that's
Wonderful.
exciting. She's always does cool stuff. So, this is a Common Good Radio Show brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I'm Pastor John McClain here with Kiki Rogers, Country Financial, Ron Arenas with Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. And we'll be right back with Candace Eaton with Seaton Photography with the guys next door, brought to you by Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Yeah, that's about all I have to say.
Welcome back. This is the Guys Next Door. I'm your host, Ron Arenas, with our co-host, my good friend, Pastor John McClain.
Yes, sir. And I just realized in this, it's probably what Kate is laughing at. In our background photo for you, you look so unenthusiastic.
I do, yeah.
I'm
we
gonna
need to take
yeah,
another
I'm making a new
photo.
one.
Yeah.
We have, I have plenty
Haven't I
better
gotten
photos.
a better picture
Yeah,
of you
you
than that,
definitely-
Ron? Like, I have tried.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah, I could
I
do
hope
better.
you do.
I could do better. I will do better, but
And if all else fails, I will come in here with the intent of taking
Yeah.
A reasonable picture of me?
one
okay.
one where you look, like you want to
I'm
be
not
here.
stoned or something?
yeah. Well, once February 1st comes and we officially launch the guys next door and it's full rollout, we'll definitely have to get you to do
There you
do
go.
the shots.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
right on.
That sounds
yeah.
good. And that
Mm.
lovely voice that you're hearing is Candace Eaton.
Yeah. She's awesome. She's
She
one of our
is.
friends.
Yeah.
All right.
We have a few.
Yeah, we have a few of them. Yeah, we were talking about earlier, just like we're just all so lucky. I say it's a testament to our character, how we all have a lot of friends. Wouldn't you say that? Wouldn't you say kind of like through our networking group, we've got like a whole bunch of friends. I mean, maybe some may call them acquaintances, but I like to call people friends. I'm like a 6-year-old in that way.
See, I have the word friend to me
Uh-huh.
is like right up there, even with maybe a little bit stronger than the word love.
Okay.
So like if I call
Wow.
you friend,
Yeah.
that means that like
That's the
I'm
real
your ride
deal.
or die. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
like
Interesting.
if you call me at 3:00 in the morning saying, "Hey,
Interesting.
we got a problem," my answer is going to be, "Where do I need to go and do I
Wow.
need to bring
that's
shovels?"
That's a very strong standard. Yeah,
Wow.
that's a strong.
Yeah.
That for me, I see someone like that as like a brother or sister. That's usually when I refer to someone as brother or sister. That's usually where that is. Because yeah, if you call me at 3:00 in the morning, Candace, I'm not coming. I'm sorry. my wife will not allow that for one.
Nope.
And two, I don't really. There's not too many people I like that much. And even my actual biological brother, if he called me at 3:00 in the morning, I'd probably be like,
Nope,
are you dying? And if you are dying, you need to call 911.
Right. Ain't nothing I can do for you
Yeah,
now that I
for
can't do
sure.
for you at 8 a.m.
For
Nope.
sure. Yeah, but I respect your definitions and I will abide by it.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you can call me friend all day long, but
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, I'm probably not getting out of bed with a shovel at
please
3:00 in the
don't.
morning
Please
if you
don't.
call me, John.
Yeah, if I am
Wow.
calling you at 3:00, something's wrong.
Yeah,
Candace, please ignore that call.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing I can do for you
Let
at
me-
3
I'll be-
a.m. that I
let me
can't
leave
do
a
for you at
message.
8 a.m.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not your emergency contact.
That was a big detour.
Yeah. Welcome.
Now we know.
Yeah.
So we were talking earlier about the cold weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, what we call cold weather here in
Mhm.
Tucson.
I think it's cold. You and Wesley seem to have a different definition of what you think is cold. Maybe even Candace, she doesn't mind the cold, but you wear shorts no matter what
no
the
matter what,
temperature is.
yeah. I only have like 1 or 2 pairs of pants.
That is wild.
That's for weddings and funerals. So
so that's it.
that's it.
So not even if it's proper cold.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
All right.
That's wild.
No, I just don't think it gets cold enough in Tucson
Well,
to
God-
warrant
God
some,
bless
some
you,
pants.
friend.
And plus,
God
my,
bless
my
you.
legs are claustrophobic. So,
yeah, they're scared.
Yeah, they are. They're
they
scared.
could. Yeah, I get it.
No leg prisons. No leg prisons.
So being the house winter professional, we were talking about a little bit on the last segment about kind of cover the pipes, the bibs, and all that good stuff with
Right.
towels. What is something that like you guys do that kind of makes it so, particularly, I have a trailer, at our property. We have a mobile
Mhm.
home that the
Sure.
guys
So
operate
you
out
have
of.
pipes underneath it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And usually when it gets under freezing, I just turn on one of the faucets or a couple of the
Right.
faucets in the place, and it seems to do the trick.
Yeah, you
Um,
want that water running constantly. That way it won't freeze.
Yeah, what's some other stuff I can do, or have you guys can do to kind of make it so I don't have to worry about that happening, or is there?
If you have exposed pipes, you definitely want to get them insulated. I mean, and just make sure that insulation is intact. Make sure that there isn't any rodents chewing on them, or if the sun hits it, they start disintegrating. Things like that. And then, of course, with any gas appliance, especially your heater, you just want to make sure that it's working properly and safely. Get it serviced and make sure everyone wakes up in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah, and Candace, you have your kind of your local air conditioning and plumbing guy here. Is there any questions you would have that you're curious about around the stuff around your house that you can have some free advice about? You look like you have a lot.
I don't really.
Okay, then I'm gonna turn. then we'll turn the mic on you. And you were talking about an event you have coming up around pets, which kind of seems to be your niche, as the French like to say, or I like to think the French would say. Tell us more about that, and also just kind of what's popping, what's happening in your world.
So yeah, I'm launching my 2024 Pet Portrait Experience, which this year is going to be a letter of gratitude to your pets. And so participants will participate in this photo experience, and then at the end of 2024, I'll create a coffee table book with everybody's photos and a letter that they write to their pets of gratitude.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah. And pets are always just so much fun.
They are.
Yeah.
And I really like photographing pets, and I like capturing the relationships that we have with our pets, because it's so completely different than any relationship that we have with any humans, really. Like,
Yeah.
That's true.
if ever there was anyone who's going to answer the phone at 3:00 in the morning and
It's
ask
your
whether
dog.
we're bringing shovels or not, it's the dog.
Yeah.
It's not your cat.
No.
Or
No,
my
not the
or my
cat, but-
6-month-old baby. That she would definitely not help me out at all.
No.
She's so selfish.
They are. They're kind of ungrateful little things, aren't they?
Yeah, she is.
We have a dog that we just got 3 months ago. It wasn't a abuse situation, but it was her owners didn't want her anymore. They had a
Aw.
brand new baby, and so there's no attention for the dog.
Yeah.
And my friend let me know about her because it was one of his workmates, and we got her. And she is the happiest dog I have ever met. And I've had lots of dogs. I've had a lot of divorced dogs. People that get divorced and then they move into apartments and they can't keep this big dog. And, the dog's 8 years old or something.
Right.
So he has a couple more years in his life.
Right.
And so we've gone through a lot of dogs.
Interesting.
But she is just the happiest dog I've ever seen.
Right on.
I don't think she has a mean bone in her body. I don't know if she knows how to growl.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah. I had a dog like that. Funny. It's. I'm almost sad to say this, but kind of the same situation where we were about to have a baby, and there was a guy that was in our program. We've gotten housed, and he used to always dog sit the dog whenever we went on a vacation. And he was saying, "Man, I love your dog. I think I want to get a service animal," which is something that his therapist that I got him connected with was suggesting for the longest time.
Right.
And I was just like, man, well, we're about to have a baby. My dog already loves you. This dog, like you're saying, happiest, friendliest, most loving dog in the whole wide world. Like,
Right.
yeah, I would like you could put a mouse in its mouth and it would just lick the mouse. You know, it's just the sweetest dog. And that dog's Ollie's with that guy today, and they're best friends, and it's changed his
makes,
world.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference.
Mhm.
It does. It can change someone's world, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. Yeah, that's awesome. And I know Candace has, told me on several occasions just that dynamic, just, the pets that she works with, the honesty, the authenticity that they have in comparison to working with humans. There's no comparison. Much like my wife, Candace, says, she likes working with couples rather than working with individuals because individuals lie. And couples will call
And there's
each
no
other
one,
out.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's no one to catch them on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't get away with that when your spouse is sitting
That's
next to
right.
you.
Yeah.
You lying liar.
Do you, when you're photographing animals, do you ever find them to be moody or to be in a bad mood? Is there such a thing as a dog being in a bad mood, or?
I mean, I think so. Like my dog always, he had days where he seemed to be in a bad mood, but when I'm working with people's pets, I don't know that it's so much a bad mood as I'm an unfamiliar
It's unknown,
face,
unknown to them.
and I'm
What's
coming
this lady
into their
gonna
space,
do to us?
and
Yeah.
and I'm sticking a camera, which to them looks like a giant eyeball
Yeah.
in their face,
Mhm.
and it's staring at an animal is considered kind of a sign of aggression or a sign
Right.
of trying to
Mhm.
be dominant, and so
dominate,
you put
yeah.
a giant eyeball just staring them down in their
Mhm.
face, and it can
Intimidating.
it can be
maybe.
intimidating or
Yeah.
frightening, or so sometimes I have to work around fears or
Okay, I can see
other
that.
behavioral concerns, but yeah, I've never had a dog pout or just be like, I'm just in a bad mood, or
Back
usually
to the little kid metaphor again, huh?
right,
Yeah.
right, exactly. Usually treats and
Yeah.
squeaky toys
Nice.
can fix that.
That works
It
for
happens
Ron
with
as
us,
well.
yes.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Constantly.
When I photograph families, I always tell the women, bring along a steak and a favorite
Oh,
beverage, and I can
okay.
wave those around.
Oh yeah.
And men do the same things that dogs do when I'm trying to get their attention, and I go,
Yeah,
See?
every
Yeah.
time.
both of you,
Yeah.
both of you, fart noises every time,
That's how I
boys.
get my kids. So yeah, for sure. I'm just a giant child.
Yeah.
We now know.
We just get
Every
older. We
time.
don't grow up.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
So yeah, thank you, Candace, for joining us. That's C. Eaton Photography. How can people get a hold of you?
Through my website at ceatonphotography.com, CEATON photography.com, or my phone number is 602-456-5384.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, this
Late though I may be.
Nobody knew that. That was you just told on yourself. So
I-
this is The Guys Next Door, brought to you by Picture Rock School and Heating and Plumbing. I am his co-host, Pastor John McLean. He is Mr. Ron Arenas, keeping you cool all summer long and warm all winter long, and in my opinion, the coolest guy in Tucson. We'll catch you next week. Keep your shoes on and your mittens tight. That's gonna be my new saying.